Good evening, everybody. At the start of the pandemic, it was the best case scenario for animal shelters. Such a huge demand for pets, they couldn't adopt them out fast enough. Today, a different story. As things open back up, a rush on the part of some to send dogs and cats back. Many shelters are now at or over capacity. Such is the case for Rochester Animal Services. But according to some who worked there, the problems run deeper than that. Alex Love looked into these issues and joins us now live with what he found. Alex.
So, Adam, multiple volunteers reached out to News 8 complaining about what's happening at Rochester Animal Services, or in many aspects, what's not happening. What's not in question is this building on Verna Street can get cramped these days. Earlier this week, it held more than 40 dogs when it's designed for 38. But former shelter foster team leader Grace Spampinato says the building's problem isn't its size, but its condition.
Dogs have gotten out from play yard. They can push through the gate and it opens right up, or they crawl underneath.
Spampinato sent us photos and videos of the problems she sees. Here you see some broken kennels converted into storage areas. Spampinato goes on to say care is slipping partly because Rochester Animal Services concentrates too much on helping owners deal with emergencies and not enough on animals up for adoption.
I think their first priority in general sort of switched around into the whole HOS program, Human Animal Support Services, and that's where it stayed for the last year.
The shelter director, Chris Fitzgerald, acknowledges some of the issues, but says there's an explanation for many of them, like the kennels being used for storage.
Instead of using our limited resources to pay for a storage facility off-site, we decided to put some of the supplies into unused kennels. We need to have supplies on hand so that we can give them to those foster caregivers.
Fitzgerald also defended the focus on emergency situations.
If the household is going through some sort of crisis with hospitalization, domestic violence, we're taking those pets in temporarily and staying in touch with the household until they work through that crisis, and then they can be reunited.
Fitzgerald adds they've been dealing with staffing shortages, adding they always need volunteers, and promises that they have more of a stable foster team system this time in place for them. Spampinato also took issue with how dogs deemed unadoptable are now in her eyes, pushed onto volunteers to take in themselves, which she claims could have been the difference in some of their cases between life and death. For more information on this matter, head over to the web story for this report on RochesterFirst.com. Live in Rochester, Alex Love, News 8.
All right, Alex, thank you. Also in that web story, a link to Rochester Animal Services if you're looking to adopt an animal.